Hello, and welcome to the 4thDown podcast for today. We are your hosts. My name is Alex.
My name is Mickey.
And we took a 1 week vacation pretty much. We had a show recorded last Monday, but we had technical issues. But we're finally back. And we're going to be talking about the conference championship game recap 1 week late. But that's okay. We're still very familiar with what happened on conference championship weekend. And we'll get started with the 49ers and Eagles game as the Philadelphia Eagles won 31-7 against San Francisco 49ers, and they'll represent the NFC in the Super Bowl. The Eagles offense, they looked a little sloppy at times, but as soon as Josh Johnson got in the game and had that fumble, the Eagles kind of took over. They've maintained the 49ers defense well. They've kind of held their ground for a little bit. They had a lucky break with Devontae Smith, who made a great play trying to get his team to the line. And as mentioned, they took advantage of turnovers, and Philadelphia were able to run the ball well. They were able to pass the ball well, and are going on a Super Bowl 57.
Yeah, I mean, one thing about the Eagles is they can beat you on the ground or in the air. And with Jalen Hurts having more time for his shoulder to heal, I think you're going to see a lot of, different types of plays in the Super Bowl against the Chiefs.
Yeah, we can talk about all that on the Friday's podcast. That's a Super Bowl preview show. And as we transition from the Eagles to more of the 49ers, because a lot of people are saying the Eagles kind of got lucky a little bit because of Brock Purdy injury to his throwing arm. I think it was
some kind of nerve injury. I'm not sure exactly what it was.
Which pretty much held him out the whole game. He did come back in, but he wasn't able to throw the ball pretty far. He was only able to do screens. So the Eagles defense kind of just took advantage of that. Hassan Reddick had a big day with 2 games. But real quick on the 49ers, I think they probably still would have lost that game if Brock Purdy was healthy.
Yeah, I don't think the Brock Purdy injury is what kept them out. But I think they definitely could have put up a better fight. And I don't know. If he can't throw, I don't know what it would have hurt to put someone else in that position.
Yeah, true. I mean, Josh Johnson played for a little bit, and he got hurt. Brock Purdy came back in. All they were doing handoffs, and they were doing jet sweeps and all that. They had McCaffrey throw a deep ball one play, and like you mentioned, I think why not? You're down 24. Season's pretty much over. Might as well just put McCaffrey in and see if you have a shot, have a chance to come back. But I mean, it is what it is, and it's fortunate that the Niners lost that way. It sucks to lose, especially with injuries unfortunately going their way. It sucks to lose that way, but in the end,
But you can't say the 49ers defense kept them in, and honestly, the 49ers had a great season. Better than most of us expected, I think. So you have to give them that.
Oh yeah, I mean they had a really terrific season, especially after the injuries they've been having. They were 3-4. Brock Purdy. They started 3-4. Then they rolled. Jimmy Garoppolo got hurt, and Brock Purdy kind of led them to the NFC Championship game. I know a little wholesome moment after the game. Brock Purdy kind of blamed himself for the loss, and Fred Warner said he's the reason why we got here in the first place. So give credit to them, and Brock Purdy's gonna be starting next season. So I'm excited to see how he develops in year 2 underneath the system. But be on the lookout. You might be seeing the San Francisco 49ers in the Super Bowl. So we'll be keeping an eye on that. And as we pretty much transfer from one game to the latest conference championship game between the Cincinnati Bengals and the Kansas City Chiefs. The Chiefs winning 23-20. Obviously a nice back and forth battle between Joe Burrow and Patrick Mahomes. But in the end, it was a late hit call on Osai, which that's not his fault they lost that game. He played his butt off the entire game. He made some great tackles. It was basically the Bengals offensive line pretty much let him down.
Yeah. It's very rare that you see a game that's lost by a single player. It is a team sport. And there's a lot of reasons why the Bengals ended up losing in the end, but I do think their O-line was the biggest factor, and I think that is what hurt them in the end. Now, there were some questionable calls.
3rd and 9, the extra down.
Yeah, absolutely there were some questionable calls that just don't fully make sense. But even if you take those away, the Bengals O line was still what ultimately cost them that game.
Yeah, I mean the 3rd and 9 play didn't really result in anything. They didn't get points on that drive. The hit on Osai, I mean, a lot of people were saying Patrick Mahomes kind of flopped on that play, but still, it's still a push out of bounds. He can't do that. That's gonna get you 15 yards every time. But Joe Burrow had an opportunity to win. People forget about that. Joe Burrow had an opportunity to drive down the field, and Joe Burrow just couldn't get protected like he did in Super Bowl 56.
Well, even that 3rd and 9 call, it didn't result in anything. The Bengals got the ball back and they couldn't capitalize.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean that's that's what it comes down to. I mean Joe Burrow had an opportunity. His O line failed, second year in a row, and I think Carter too. His 3 offensive linemen were hurt in that game or before that game started, and so
Yeah, and even when we were watching that game, I was watching with you and telling you, I said, look at the amount of time Patrick Mahomes has to make these plays, and look at how quickly Joe Burrow has to make his.
mm-hmm.
And that makes a big difference.
No, it does, and I think if you're a Cincinnati Bengals, you can't. I mean, you can improve on lots of things. It's gonna be interesting offseason for them. We'll see what happens with T Higgins. He might be gone. Um, Now you're in year 3 of Jamar Chase's contract, so after next season, you're gonna talk about Jamar Chase, Joe Burrow's contract extension. So it'll be pretty interesting to see what the Bengals do this offseason, but that's pretty much it. Chiefs Eagles Super Bowl. My quick final thoughts on the weekend's game. I thought they weren't as great as many people expected them. The Bengals Chiefs was great. It was a phenomenal game. That was the best game I've seen in a couple months from football. But
I would
yeah,
say the Bengals Chiefs was probably the best game of the playoffs.
very very close second. I think Ravens Bengals is the best game of the playoffs because
Okay, yeah, I can agree with that.
I don't know. It came down to a inch away from tying the game, but I think but yeah, it's gonna be interesting Super Bowl. Like I said, we'll have a full show this Friday, Super Bowl preview. We got our picks in. We won't spoil them yet, but yeah, that's gonna be pretty much it. Just a little recap. We wanted to give our thoughts real quick on Conference Championship weekend. And I know it's kind of a short podcast, but other than Bengals Chiefs, pretty much the most talked about. So, all right, y'all. Thank you for listening to 4th Down Podcasts, and we will catch you guys later. We'll catch you guys on Friday. So have a great rest of your day. Bye.
See ya.